Guys, welcome back. This is the second part of a video series exploring chord voicings. Chord voicings involve the distribution of notes on a piano, so it's how you map a certain chord onto the piano. So for example, if you've got D7, yeah, you may not always play it like that. You may want to play it like this. Yeah. So a chord voicing is a specific way of distributing the notes onto the keyboard. You can have left-hand voicings, you can have right-hand voicings, and you can have voicings that take up both hands. In the last video I did, we looked at an upper structure technique called triad over root, where we are building a three-part chord or a triad from a chord tone, for example a third, in order to build a new chord. Yeah, so if we take C minor 7 for example, yeah, we looked at how you take the root note in the left hand and then you build a major triad from the third, and that gives us our C minor 7 chord. Today we are going to look at a similar upper structure technique, which I call 4-part over root. Now, as you can probably guess, that involves using a 4-part chord over the root in order to build the overall chord. So some quick examples. Let's take C major 9. Yeah. Now, if we take the root and we play it an octave below, and we play the rest in the right hand, you may notice that this chord is E minor 7. So we're playing E minor 7 over C, and that gives us our C major 9. Let's use another example. Let's say we want to play A major 9. So we've got A in the root, and we're going to be playing a minor 7 chord from the third. So the third is C sharp. So we play C sharp minor 7 over A, and that gives us our gorgeous A major 9. And of course you can use all the inversions of C sharp minor 7 in order to give you different sounds on that A major 9. So that's major 9 chords. How about minor 9? Okay, so let's take our minor 9 chord on C. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so we're going to take the root, play an octave below in the bass, play the left with our right hand. What's this chord here? It is E flat major 7. So E flat major 7 over C gives us our C minor 9. We're building a major 7 chord from the flat third, and that gives us our minor 9. Now, throughout this video, we are going to be looking at 7th chords, okay? Some 7th chords which are a little bit less common as well. So if you need a little bit of a touch-up on 7th chords, I've got a video on that as well. So we've done our major 9, we've done our minor 9. We're going to move on to dominant chords now. Dominant chords can get a little bit more, a little bit trickier, a little bit crunchier, okay? Let's go for G root, yeah, because we've been using C chords, so we'll use the dominant now, which is G. Okay, so our first chord we're going to look at is G9. G9 looks like this. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and we are going to play a minor 7 flat 5 built from the third. So what does that look like? There's our third, B minor 7 flat 5. Yeah, you can also work it out by just looking at the chord, playing the root an octave lower, and that's what we're left with. So we know that if we play B minor 7 flat 5 over G, that'll give us our lovely G9 sound. Okay. What if we take it further? What about G13? Okay. 13th on G is E, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah? So a 13th chord usually has the root, 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, and the 13th. Yeah? But that's quite a lot of notes there. That's a 6-note chord. Yeah, so a 4-part shape we can use to help build that chord is using a major 7 flat 5 shape. In this case, we're building a major 7 flat 5 from the 7th. Okay, so what does that look like? We'll plant our G root, and we're building it from the 7th, so that's F. Okay, it's a major 7 flat 5, so we're flattening that C down to the B. Yeah? So we've got our root, 7th, 9th, 3rd, and 13th in that chord. Yeah? Why haven't we got the D in there? We could put the D in there, but we don't necessarily need the 5th, because that 5th is kind of already covered in the harmonic series from the root. Yeah? Okay, so we're going to look at some suspended dominant chords now. So these will be dominant chords that don't have the natural 3rd in them. They've got the 4th in them instead, because they're suspended, like your suspended triad. Well, these are going to be dominant suspended chords. So, okay. First one we're going to look at is G11. Okay, the 11th on G is C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, that's our 11th. That's also our 4th. Okay, but the reason we're using the 11th is because it's a dominant chord, so we're kind of going past the octave. Yeah. For our G11, we're going to be building a minor 7 chord from the 5th in this case. Yeah, so there's our G root. We know that the 5 on G is D, so we're going to be building a D minor 7 chord. Play that over the G, and that gives us our lovely G11, that's our suspended dominant sound. We could also take it a little bit further and do like a G13 sus. Yeah, so that's got almost all the extended notes in it. We've got root, 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, 11th, and 13th. Excuse me, it won't have the 3rd in it. Yeah, but you can see from that shape already. Okay, so we're building a major 7th chord from the 7th. Lovely dominant sound. Okay, so the next 4-part shapes that we're going to look at are going to give us some of the altered tones. Okay, so they're going to give us our altered 5ths and altered 9ths, sort of sharps, flats, etc. The first one we're going to look at is this one. Yeah. So for this one, we're going to plant our G root. We're building a minor 7 flat 5 from the 7th. Okay, so our 7th is F. So we're building a minor 7 flat 5 from G7, flat 9, sharp 5. Lovely crunchy sound. Another shape we're going to look at is building a major 7 flat 5 shape from the 3rd. Okay, so we're planting our root G, we're building a major 7 flat 5 shape from B, which looks like this. That's our G7 sharp 9, sharp 5. Another lovely sound. And then one more crunchy sound. Okay, we're going to be building a major 7 sharp 5 shape from the 7th. So we're building a major 7 sharp 5 from the F. Ooh. One of my favourite sounds. That's a G13 sharp 11. Okay, so quite a lot covered there, particularly with dominant chords because of their versatility. Yeah, because we can alter the extensions. You know, we can sharpen and flatten the 9th, we can sharpen and flatten the 5th, we can sharpen the 11th. So all sorts of combinations. Perhaps it might be useful to look at this within the context of a 2-5-1. Yeah. So at the moment we've been looking at C and a dominant G, so that's kind of a 2-5-1 in C major. So we'll have a look at that. So our 2-5-1 in C major is D minor 7, G7, C major 7. Okay, so let's look at that in terms of our 4-part over root approach. So D minor 7, we know that if we play a major 7 from the 3rd, that'll give us our minor 9, D minor 9. Okay, next we've got G. Now the wonderful thing is about the 2-5-1 is if I just move the root to G and keep my right hand voicing the same, there we've got our kind of G11, sort of G13 sus. Yeah. And then if we change that to our major 7 flat 5 shape, yeah, it resolves. So the C resolves to the B, keep everything else the same. And then our C major 9 is our E minor 7 over C. Now you may have noticed with those voicings there was very little movement. Very little movement in the fingers. And we also know that for this dominant chord we've got a few options now. Yeah, I could resolve it to G13. I could resolve it to the F minor 7 flat 5 shape, which is our G7 flat 9 sharp 5. That actually gives us some really nice voice leading because this top note lovely inner movement where we've got the top note, yeah, and also this note. Yeah, lovely sound. Let's try it in a different part. So we'll still do D minor 9, but sometimes this shape is quite nice as well. Yeah. Sorry, there we go. Yeah, so it's still F major 7, but we've got it in the second inversion. Yeah, so that's our D minor 9. That's our G11, G13 sus. Resolving. There's our E minor 7 over C. Yeah, so we're dealing a lot today with 7th chords. We're also dealing a lot now with inversions. Okay, if you need a little bit of a touch up on inversions and what they mean, you can check out this video. So let's get back to part 251. Oops, sorry. Let's try another shape. We can go, yeah, that was our E major 7 flat 5, major 7 flat 5 built from the third. There's another opportunity here for some nice voice leading, because we've got this A, and then, yeah, so if we change our inversion slightly on that last chord, okay, so 4-part over root, yeah, it's an upper structure technique, and we're building different 4-part chords, 7th chords essentially, from different chord tones in order to create new chords. They also provide nice opportunities for voice leading. So this 4-part over root technique we've been looking at today is pretty much synonymous with this idea of rootless voicings, where you play a voicing in the left hand that doesn't have the root, and then that frees up your right hand for playing the melody, improvising, etc. Because when you're playing in an ensemble, jazz ensemble, blues ensemble, funk, neo-soul, whatever, you can most of the time safely assume that your bass player is going to be playing the root. Therefore, as a harmony instrument, you don't necessarily have to worry about playing the root every time. Yeah, because you know the bass has got that covered, which frees you up for using some of these 4-part upper structure shapes. So for example, if you were playing on a standard like Autumn Leaves, which goes C minor 7, F7, B major 7, E flat major 7, etc. The voicings I used there all have the root in them, yeah? But if I know that my bassist is going to be covering the root, then I can use some of these upper structure voicings instead. So instead of playing C minor 7, I can play E flat major 7, yeah, because if I cover that with C, yeah. So whereas before, the opening bars to Autumn Leaves might sound a little bit like this. Yeah, I can play some of these rootless voicings. Yeah, so that was. Okay, so just to recap, in this video we've used 4-part structures over roots in order to create new chords. We've looked at our major 9, we've looked at our minor 9, we've looked at a range of different dominant 7th chords. In future videos in this series we'll be looking at other ways to voice these chords on the piano. If you found any of this useful, please give it a like. If you've got anything you'd like to add or any recommendations, please chuck them down in the comments below. We're a small channel at the moment, but we are growing really steadily, and I 100% appreciate any support. Thanks again, guys.